Hi everyone, today I'm gonna do a video that was requested by Louise. Louise sent me a message here on YouTube and asked if I could do a video on names from the Harry Potter books and films. I love Harry Potter. I love it mainly because I do see loads of amazing films, and they were made all over America. But then Harry Potter was made in the UK. It was by a British author, and I think most, if not all, the actors and actresses were from Britain. I love the fact that I can say, oh, I've been there, and places that the film is set. I know part of it was filmed in the same city I live in, so I love Harry Potter a lot. I especially love the names in it. It goes from some lovely traditional names all the way to the weird and wonderful names. So I am going to do a mixture of names. I'm going to do 10 boys and 10 girls. So I'm going to start off with the boys. You can't do a name on Harry Potter videos without mentioning Harry. Harry is a name for the main character in the book, Harry Potter, the Young Wizard. I looked up in the chart and I seen it was 709. I was a bit like, what, really? Because I thought it was more common than that, but that is in the US. In the UK, it is number 3, partly because of the Harry Potter films has made it very popular. Next is the name James. I love the name James. It is a very classic name. It's from the character James Potter, who is Harry's dad in it. He died before the books are set, but we do hear a lot about James. Next is Oliver. I love Oliver. It's one of the very few O names I like for a boy. It's for Oliver Wood, who's the captain of the Gryffindor Quidditch team. We see him quite a lot in the books and the films. Next is Kingsley. Kingsley is from the character Kingsley Shacklebolt, who is a member of the Order of the Phoenix, and I do believe he was in the Ministry of Magic for a while. Next is Cedric. Cedric is from the character Cedric Diggory, who is a member of Hufflepuff in Hogwarts. He was one of 2 representatives for Hogwarts in the Triwizard Cup, and he sadly passed away in it, murdered by Voldemort. Next is Gideon. I like Gideon. It's a very traditional name. I wouldn't necessarily use it, but I do love the name, and the character is Gideon Pruitt. He is Molly Weasley's brother, who, like James Potter, died before the books start. He was part of the old Wizarding Order of the Phoenix, I think, against Voldemort, the first one in the first Wizard's War. I've got that right. Next is Piercey. Piercey is Piercey Weasley. He is a prefect in the early books, so we do see him a lot more and see him in the early books than we do later on. He is Gryffindor. He is one of the Weasley family, one of the many boys that Molly and Arthur Weasley did have. I think he's the third son. No, I'm just not sure. Next is Arthur. I really do love the name Arthur. I think it is a very nice traditional name. It's obviously for Arthur Weasley, who works in the Ministry of Magic, and he is the father of the Weasley family. And we do see a lot of him throughout, from the first book all the way till the end. Next is George Weasley. I love the characters of Fred and George. I love the name George. It is more popular in the UK than the US. It's quite actually common. I think it is in the top 10. He is out of the twins, Fred and George, he is the one who does survive, and I love the name George. Orion is my last boy's name. Orion Black is the father of Sirius Black. We do not see him in the films. I can't remember how much I think he dies before the books start. I'm not 100% sure. I do love the name Orion. It is obviously like Orion's belt, the star constellation, and I do love some star constellation names. Now on to the girls. So I thought I'd start off with Lily, who is the character Lily Potter, who is Harry's mother. Like James, she does die before the book starts, but we do hear a lot of her throughout the book because her and James both impacted so much on their son Harry. I do love the name Lily. I think it is a very sweet name, and it is a flower name. Next is Ginny. Ginny to me sounds a lot like Jenny, which is a name I really like. It's for the character Ginny Weasley. Ginny is short for Minerva. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that. I hope I pronounced it right, but yeah, Ginny can actually be used as a name on its own. It does not have to be a nickname for Minerva, but I really do like that as a name on its own, as a short, sweet name. Next is Arabella. Arabella is for the character Arabella Fig. She's a squib, which is someone who is born to two parents who are wizards and witches, but they do not have any magical powers themselves. And she is actually sent to watch over Harry by Dumbledore, and she is a neighbour of Harry's, and we found out later on that she in fact is a squib and not just an ordinary neighbour. I love the name Arabella. I think it's very sweet and I love it. Next is Luna, for Luna Lovegood. She's a Ravenclaw student. She is very close friends with Ron, Hermione and Harry. She appears round about in the middle of the books. I do love the character of Luna. She's very eccentric and I love the name Luna. It is a nighttime name and I just think it's very beautiful. Next is Bellatrix, for Bellatrix Lestrange. She is a member of the Black family and she is part of Voldemort's followers. Bellatrix, I think, is actually a really sweet name. To me, it is on my guilty pleasures list because it's a guilty pleasure name for me, because I couldn't really use it because of its connections with Harry Potter. That's the only place I've heard it, but I think it's a very beautiful name, and you've got the very cute nicknames of Belle and Bella or Trixie as nicknames, so I think it's a very cute name. And I think if it didn't have the negative connotations with Harry Potter, that could have been a beautiful name, and if J.K. Rowling created that name, oh my god, she's a genius. Next is Sybil, who is Sybil Trelawney. She is a professor. She's the very eccentric one with all the crystal balls in the classroom, and they do some prophecy work in that classroom. I'm not exactly sure what the class is called. I forgot now, but she does do, it's sort of like prophecy work that they do. I love the name Sybil. It is a very classic, old-time name. I really do think that name could make an amazing comeback because it is very cute and I love it. Next is Ariana. Ariana Dumbledore is the youngest sister of Albus Aberforth Dumbledore. She dies before the books start, and we do not hear about it until one of the very last books. I love the name Ariana. I think it's very cute. Yeah. Next is Lavender, for Lavender Brown. She's a Gryffindor student who dated Ron Weasley. I love the name Lavender. I love the scent of lavender. I think that is a beautiful scent, and I love the flowers. I think it is a very beautiful flower, so then that makes the name very pretty, I think. Next is Minerva. Minerva is Professor McGonagall's first name. Minerva is a very classic old name, but I think I do like it. It's sort of another guilty pleasure name of mine. I think it's got a very cute nickname of Minnie. I think it's very cute. Professor McGonagall is obviously she's a deputy headmistress. She does a transfiguration class, and she is the head of Gryffindor and becomes a head teacher of Hogwarts. So she is a great teacher, and she is played by the amazing Maggie Smith, who I love. Finally, on to my last one. It's Aurora for Anora. Aurora Sintra. She's a teacher of astronomy at Hogwarts. We don't see much of Aurora. We don't hear much of her, but what we know, she's a very strict teacher. But I do love the name Aurora. I prefer the French variation of Aurora. But there you go. I will put a link of all the characters, place where you can find all the names of all Harry Potter names in the description box. It is a Wikipedia link. I hope you've liked this video, and this was one requested by Louise. If you do have any requests, please feel free to send them in. I love doing request videos. So I hope you like this one, and keep an eye out for another one I'm going to be doing soon. Hi